Get you some money, you're gonna feel different.
Straight up.
You might even, all that other advice I could have gave you, this is the short version. You know, get you a couple dollars, man. You're gonna feel different.
Next net hustling. Big shout out to SPI, Spotter Low. You know, I'm in the black box. Had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned. All that.
Well, I'll be damned. Yeah, KVD, Tupac murder trial, full effect. Oh, my mama thought we'd never see it happen. Like they've been prepping it so long that it wasn't gonna never kick off. But just a second situation I'm familiar with that Mob James has got himself caught up in, right? The first time I let podcast world get me to speaking on some shit I didn't know nothing about. It was old. It was all Pyro business. And I had been podcasting with Alex Alonso, and I'm just talking to the point where I was giving commentary on some power business that was none of mine. And then I couldn't really make a call. I couldn't say nothing. I ended up communicating with Mob James that, you know what? My bad. That ain't none of my business. I really don't know. I'm going to stay out of that, right? And then this came up. DC, I don't want to talk about it. Do not hit me. Shout out Mob James, bro. I don't want to, ain't nothing. I don't want to talk about it. Keefe, I don't know how. I seen him get up here and try to like, he want to see you, man, talk to you, all that. I've never seen nothing like this. I don't understand when events are 30 years old. It's not going to be easy just to say. And I don't remember none of that. I did a lot of drugs in my day. For some reason, I have to believe Miles James desired to participate and give information. He's sitting up there on behalf of the prosecution talking about, I'm not going to send that man to jail, as if he doesn't realize be participating on behalf of the prosecution, telling your story, is giving information to help the prosecution do just that, put this man in jail. They would not waste their time inviting you there if they didn't think the information that you had to provide would do just that. But yeah, we was treated to a piece of history. Bob James on the stand in a murder trial after he was on Vlad TV years ago saying he would never. This is crazy. I just got the whole testimony. It's about 30 minutes. We're just going to check it out. Oh, my.
You do solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this section.
This nigga had the nerve to come to the court to testify in a murder trial in some Pyro Maroon. He got on burgundy for the Roosters. That's crazy.
Shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Maybe.
That might be brown. I'm kind of blind.
Seated.
I think that's burgundy.
May I please have you state and spell your first and last name for the record?
James McDonald. JAMES McDonald.
Thank you, Mr. McDonald. Mr. Paul, whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. McDonald, it's fair to say that you're here because of a court order. Is that right?
Correct.
That you didn't volunteer to come or anything like that?
Not at all.
Okay.
No, none of that help. He finna sit there and tell the people, you could put me in jail if you don't like the way I answered. You could have ran for the subpoena. Oh, my.
But you were instructed by a court that you had to attend.
Yes.
I want to ask you about September 7th, 1996. Were you at Club 666?
September 7th, that's my said day. Outside of hearing Tupac, I can't tell you nothing except that I believe I was in Superman. No one is expected to remember details of events from 30 years ago, especially not no street dude. Come on now.
Yes.
What was Club 662?
It was a club that Suge bought, and we operated it. When he opened, I was head of security through the neighborhood. Just a place to go and hang out.
Did the number 662 mean anything?
Well, to the new guys, that was part of our neighborhood, 662, okay. MOB.
Okay, MOB. And when
For those that don't know, if you go to the telephone and you type 662, the letters correlate with MOB.
you say MOB, there used to be, before Apple iPhones and those types of things. When you had to have landlines and you pressed numbers, 662, there would be letters under those numbers, and M and O would be under 6. Is that right?
Even with the Apple iPhone, the letters are still there. He made me go check. It's still the same thing. 662.
Correct.
And B would be under 2.
Yes.
So 662 would be MOB.
Yes.
When you talk about Suge, are you talking about Suge Knight?
Yes, sir.
How did you know Suge?
He lived in my neighborhood.
And is that in Compton?
Yes.
When you were at Club 662, you said you were head of security.
Yes.
Was somebody by the name of Reggie Wright Jr. there with you?
Not at that time.
No?
No.
When was he with you?
I got out of prison in 1988. She came and got me in 1988, like 4 days from coming home. Started another company, Burn Hill Records. Then Death Row Records came. Soon as Death Row was launched, Reggie came a few months after that.
Okay, so we're talking about the start of Death Row Records. Reggie wasn't part of Death Row Records initially, but you were.
Yes.
And then Suge Knight, was he the boss of Death Row Records?
Yes.
Okay. Was Suge from the same neighborhood?
From the mob?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say Suge was, he was guilty by association.
Okay.
He wasn't from the neighborhood. He lived in the neighborhood.
Suge is absolutely not going to like that. However, us natives have long known that this to be fact, but facts that Suge don't appreciate. Oh my mama.
We looked at him as somebody from the neighborhood. When he started Death Row and started to recruit us, then yes, he's from the hood.
So I guess there's a difference between living on a certain street versus being from the hood.
Yeah.
And how would you describe that difference?
I've been telling y'all for years that like out of towners took the word hood and changed it. You could be my next door neighbor all my life and not be from the hood. That's like the word homie. I remember when nobody used the word homie except gang members. Now everybody, that's the homie, that's the homegirl. That was gang talk.
I look at it, you have 3 different type of friends in the neighborhood. You got gang members, you got gang bangers, and you got men that just guilty by association from living in that area.
Okay. And can you tell me what the difference between a gang member and a gang banger is?
A gang member hangs out. A gang banger handles his business, put in work, do what the gang do.
And what was your role with Death Row?
I was the guy that if something happened, she would have you take care of that. Like Snoop Dogg trial, there was issues up there. I was sent up there to make sure those problems didn't happen again.
And are those problems, and I'm not asking you to get into specifics, but are those problems meaning issues with other people who might be gangbanging or might be trying to threaten folks?
Correct, yes.
And you are somebody that Suge relied on to be able to protect his roster of music artists and other things like that.
Correct.
And after you were asked to help out with Snoop, did Snoop have any other problems?
No, we didn't have one issue at court.
Now, I'm going to ask you, fast forward a little bit, to, were you familiar with the Southside Compton Crips?
Yes.
Would you say they were somebody you were in alliance with or a rivalry with?
Right.
Okay. And would sometimes that rivalry get violent?
Anytime you're dealing with the gang life, it's going to be violent at any given time.
Are you familiar with somebody by the name of somebody that went by the name of Tupac Shakur.
Yes.
How are you familiar with Tupac?
He was assigned to death row.
And when he was signed with Death Row, was he also would he also hang out with you guys?
He hung with my brother now. Yeah.
And who's
Not
your,
me.
Who is your brother?
Out to McDonald, Montreal.
Did he went by Buntry?
Yes.
The piece of my nigga country. Miles James, you know you doing too much. You know better, bro. It's crazy.
Now, during this time, is it fair to say that Mr. Shakur had an issue with rappers from the East Coast?
I think Tupac inherited the beef between Suge Knight and Puffy.
Okay, that was your perspective of it.
That's all it was. And we all fell, some of us fell victim to it because we allowed ourselves to be a part of the BS, should I say. And that was a situation between record companies, not gangs. So technically it wasn't our business. But when you had 20 men just fresh out of prison and didn't have a way of getting the things they wanted, getting a paycheck from Suge, we did almost anything and everything to get that paycheck.
Now, was there another gang that was associated with Bad Boy Records, the East Coast record company that Puffy had?
The only one I know of is Southside.
And did that escalate the tension between Mob Piru and Southside?
At the time, there was no at war, no.
His background is setting the stage as to why Tupac was shot, bro. This nigga's working for the people right now, bro. Oh, man, it's crazy. Don't let that, hey, man, talk to your lawyer. He trying to, I'm not trying, don't let that go over your head. Everything he's saying is helping his lawyer get a conviction.
It was peace. And when the two record companies got into it, Bad Boy went to Keefe and Suge came to us. So that intertwined everything, and we had issues.
Do you recall any instances that you were at where there were those issues manifested itself in terms of violence?
Are you serious? Don't ask me that right here. I can't say that on both sides. When each neighborhood met each other, there was a lot of tension. I'd say that.
Okay. Now I want to talk a little bit about September 7th, 1996. Mm-hmm. Were you in Las Vegas on September 7th of 1996?
Yes.
Why were you in Las Vegas?
To run the security at 662. We were having issues with individuals that said that they were coming for whatever reason they was coming for and to come to 662. My job was to not let that happen.
Similar to the kind of security you were asked to apply in the whole Snoop Dogg situation.
Wow.
It didn't have nothing to do with
He meant to say provide, not block.
Snoop Dogg. It was, everybody came, well, Suge and Buntry and them, his entourage, everybody went for the fight. My job and all of my people were there to make sure nothing funny happened at 662. So we were the fall guys. So if something happened, we was the one that's going to go to jail for it. Prepared to do that. So nobody else was going to come up there and disrupt it in that manner. But if anybody remember that night, it was so many Metro and everybody there. No, neither side could have did anything. So it was calm, it was peaceful.
So when you say there's so much Metro there, you're talking about so much Metro at Club 662?
It was police all over the place.
Now you said you were there to be on the lookout for something. What were you?
You said I was on the lookout for nothing.
I apologize. You were there. in order to ensure there weren't any problems. Is that fair?
Cubs having fun, entertaining up there. He started the show. He done made it from the black TV chair, ooh, to the big chair. That's crazy.
To make sure everything was good.
And because you had heard there might be some issues.
Correct.
And what were the issues that you were concerned about?
Individuals coming up there creating an issue we was having with different sides of from what with Crips, period.
So you were worried about Crips. Not worried, I'm sorry. You were there providing security to ensure that Crips did not initiate any violence at Club 666.
Not just Crips, that nothing would.
It's like Cub been told so much, like, as bad as we can judge and be like, oh, this foul, he can't say shit. He got to accept it. He didn't got down.
It happened.
Okay.
Period.
Okay. And then when you were there, was Reggie Wright Jr. with you that night at September 7th, 1996 at Club 662?
Yes.
What was Reggie doing there?
Reggie's job was to watch me and make sure I don't get in trouble. Everybody knew how I was. So Reggie, everybody else went to the fights. Reggie was there to watch me with the people that was there.
And I'm guessing that you were not the only person there making sure there wasn't any problems at Club 662.
I'm positive it was 30, 45 rooms there.
And again, that was to make sure that there wasn't any violence that occurred at Club 662.
Right.
See, when Timmy Rule said he came to court and said some stuff about him, that's brother just think. But seeing him up here giving all these details just make it a little more believable on my own.
When at some point that night, do you learn that Tupac or Suge had been shot?
That night, yes.
Can you tell me how you learned about that?
Well, people was coming back and was explaining that Tupac and Suge just got shot. Everybody was in a uproar. A lot of people started even trying to get over there on Cobalt. We couldn't leave because we didn't pay to do this here. It wasn't too long after people started coming back, like Heron came back and went to the hospital. The majority of the people was leaving and then coming back because that night they said Tupac was gonna be all right. And even Suge came back with a little bandage on his head. And we thought everything was good. People kept partying.
So, and when Suge came back, you said he had a bandage on his head, but
Yeah, the dude said he got shot, but he was grazed, a little scar, but nothing penetrated.
some people would describe being shot in the head even
Well,
slightly.
you described it as that. I mean,
Yeah.
you're wrong.
So when you find out, well, let me ask you this: was Reggie with you when you found out that Tupac and Suge were shot?
Yes.
And did it appear to you in any way that Reggie Wright Jr. was coordinating the murder of Tupac Shakur?
Impossible.
I mean, and I say this because you're aware that there have been some conspiracy theories that Reggie Wright Jr. is responsible for the murder of Tupac.
And it's so not true. His father was implicated, and his father had something to do with it. Reggie Wright used to be a police officer. And here again, I've been knowing Reggie Wright over 50 years. His daddy, as a police officer, patrolling my neighborhood. He done took me to jail many times when I messed up. If Reggie killed Tupac, then Death Row is over with. Tupac was the money source. Tupac was that guy at Death Row. So Reggie would have had a problem if he would have did that. And Suge, I truly believe Suge would have opened his mouth if Reggie betrayed him like that. So people say what they want to say.
After that night, do you stick around in Las Vegas or do you go back to Compton?
Well, I stayed in Vegas and we left that morning because we knew we was gonna have neighborhood issues, and everybody left and went back to the company.
Why were you thinking you might have neighborhood issues?
You asking me some?
I could not imagine. Man, I done did a lot of gangbanging in my day. Man, I couldn't imagine seeing nobody I gangbang with up there talking, oh my, this is, oh Lord, mercy.
The issues that we was having was heated, and Compton was on fire at the time, and things were happening. And me personally, staying in Vegas wasn't worth it. That man in the hospital, it's time to go and protect your home front and be prepared for whatever happened there. You know what I'm saying? Like the other side was being prepared and was prepared to do things because Orlando got beat up in there. And that's something you don't tolerate. So you...
Mind you, all this shit started because the Mob Paru niggas was trying to press a college nigga from Southside Compton area in the Lakewood Mall, being bullies, and didn't know that Loke was around the corner. So they started pressing this line. And now they on the stand telling this is crazy.
Was gonna get some repercussion from that and everything else that was going on. So living this life, you gotta be ready. If you not, you might as well just lay down.
Now, you weren't there for the beating of Orlando Anderson at the MGM, were you?
No, I was.
Like we talked earlier, you were.
Nor was he there for the shooting of Tupac. So why the fuck is he on the stand giving all this background information to help set the scene to hang the nigga? This is crazy.
At 662.
Yeah.
Not easy. I ain't seen nothing. I don't know nothing. I wasn't there. I was 30 years ago, man. I heard all type of shit, man. My brain is fried, man. Don't ask me about this bullshit. I don't know.
But are you aware of why Orlando was targeted?
I'm aware of a lot of things. Things that was going on. People ain't talked about it in 30 years.
Here come the book. James McDonald, Mob James. From the streets to the stand. I raised my hand. Here come the book.
Today ain't one of them. I don't mean to be funny, but here's the thing. A lot of things happen.
You doing all that jumping. You comfortable up there. You been in that seat before, bro.
That night. A lot of things happen weeks and weeks after that night. Me or anybody else bringing up the dead is wrong. A lot of people got hurt behind.
This nigga done mentioned Heron, Country, Tupac, Baby Lane, but he wrong bringing up the dead, huh? Nah,
this situation in itself. Living the life and how we lived in Compton.
Was we take it to the grave, not to the stand. We don't say nothing. You breaking that, man. James McDonald. I get it now. I see why you say don't call you Mob James. It's boo-boo.
It's one thing. You bring back all of the guys that made it, like me, I'm 61 years old now, to rehash and relive this situation again. I told every attorney in here that tried to get me to come here, you better treat me as a hostile witness. And I think that's where I'm about to go now, because you're asking me questions. I can't answer those questions.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Then I'm not going to speak on Orlando. Let me ask you something about yourself. There was a rumor that Tupac had knocked you out one time.
I'd have killed him.
That would have been your response if that happened.
Yeah. I'm being honest with you and everybody else. I said it on my podcast show. Him, Suge, and my brother. I'd have shot all three of them if he.
What the hell? Oh my God! No way! Yeah.
Why
That's
is that?
how I was living.
Why is that?
That's what I was back then.
And so, is it fair to say that your reputation and your standing in the neighborhood would require you to do something if you're going to get punked by somebody like Tupac?
You don't have a choice, or you can't be there.
I'm sorry. We're doing some side talking. No, that's my fault. I asked, would that being in the life that you were, if somebody like Tupac is punking you, like by punching you in the face or something like that, you would have to retaliate, or you would lose your place in the neighborhood.
You would have to go back home and fight everybody that called you a punk. You would have to go. There's some rules that you roll with, and some rules you just gotta handle. Certain things need to be dealt with, adjusted, living that life. And
that life never supposed to be in a courtroom being described in a murder trial of your op, bro. Never in that life. Whether you graduated from that life or not, you don't do this, bro. I don't give a fuck what nobody says.
when I was living that life, it wasn't no ifs, ands, or buts. It wasn't no, oh, you get a pass. No, I'd have shot him, to be honest.
So then you had mentioned, I'm not going to ask you to go into any details, but you had mentioned that after
Courtroom is not the place for ex-cons, to be honest, bro.
after what happened here in Las Vegas, there were issues between the neighborhoods. How long did that last? Was it like, all right, one day we're good, everything's done, or did it last for longer than that?
No, it was catching the air for quite a long time, until I guess both sides, and he might agree, just said, let that shit go. Because it really wasn't our beef. This was between Suge Knight and Keefe. And people put themselves in situations, like myself. I'm guilty as everybody else. Like myself, I put myself in a situation to protect something and somebody that didn't have nothing to do with me. I did it for a paycheck. I did it on some just because. I'm older now.
Maybe you can answer this from wherever you hear this at. Why are you doing this though? Get all that for the paycheck. What's your purpose of providing information to help set this setting for Keefe to get fried for murder? Why are you doing this?
I get it. But we did things for all the wrong reasons at that time, in them days.
Of course it doesn't.
Yeah, Keefe, you can't say shit though. You can't complain, politic, or nothing. You talk too much, kid. That's getting on other street nigga to
Okay.
green light to come in and fuck,
Cross-examination,
bro.
Mr. Sam.
Sir, have you ever met me?
Excuse me?
Have you ever met me before?
No.
Have you ever spoken to the district attorneys prior to your testimony here today?
Once.
And is that what you're referring to is the time that you told them, like, hey, any attorney here is better treat me as hostile because...
Yeah, I told him I didn't have nothing to do with it.
Now, a couple questions for you, sir. This is more for clarification. So on the night of the murder, you were working as the head of security for 662.
Yes.
Explain for us a little bit about the club. Was that...
Now look, watch me see how well he cooperated with the prosecution, the attorney that's trying to take Keefe D's freedom. Now watch how you have all the problems, the confusion with the attorney that's trying to help Keefe. It's, I mean, the math is in your face, bro. It's like the war's still going on, and it's their retaliation. Damn.
Suge's club, or was it somebody else's club?
Sure, to my understanding.
Okay. And when you were there as head of security, were you there, had you worked there as head?
Attitude already changed. Where all the little charisma, character, comedy is gone. He got attitude like he's trying to help.
Head of security prior to this particular night?
We did an event there once before. Yeah, same thing.
Okay. And on this particular night, was this an event like some type of fundraiser or something for police officers or anything like that? Do you recall what the event was
No,
for?
we wouldn't have been there.
Okay.
No.
What was the reason for the event?
It was Mike Tyson fight. Tyson was coming back. Tupac was supposed to perform like other people, and we was there for that.
Okay. Can you describe for us how big the club is so that we can?
30 years ago, a little bit bigger than this room.
So it's relatively, it's not like a 2-story. It's
No,
not,
it's
you know.
small.
All right. And in terms of the club itself, you were there and you were sharing with us that there were other people that were there.
Yes.
Law enforcement as well as I don't know, people from your side of town.
Oh, law enforcement was outside. The Metro was saying, why y'all put words in my mouth?
Sure.
They were outside.
Irritated, getting irritated with the person trying to help Keefe.
We were on the inside. Wasn't no law enforcement mingling with us.
So as far as you know, law enforcement wasn't hired by Reggie Wright to provide additional security?
No, this was
Club
Metro
62?
posted up all over the place.
And so they were there specifically just to, like what, harass or just send a warning or what?
No, they were there. Like when you have events in Las Vegas, everybody knows. You're going to see Metro here, every block.
Yeah.
They was posted up, which they do all the time.
But you're telling me that as head of security, you do not know or you don't believe that Reggie Wright hired the Metro officers to come
I know
in?
for a fact he didn't hire the Metro Police.
Do you know how many people were on the payroll that night from your security team?
Well, y'all do paperwork different than we did. Our paperwork was getting cash money. Our paperwork was what they call under the table. We had at least
The only motherfucker there ain't left.
30, 40 of my homeboys there. Reggie Wright Jr. and his security, his company, the people work for him, didn't have nothing to do with what Shield paid us for working. So that was two different entities, Reggie and Shield. The homies was there for the Shield night. Reggie Wright hired his company to watch over Shield night people.
Right.
So his security did like the right thing. My security did what they ain't gonna do. You get what I'm saying?
I get it.
The police gonna walk you out of there. We gonna drag you out of there. So it was a difference, but not on the same paper.
Sure. And once again, the intent was.
Even though you older and change your life, there should still be a difference in the way you handle things versus the police. Reggie got up on the stand, who's surprised? Miles James, can't believe my eyes.
To protect 662, right? To protect the club, protect the patrons that were going to go there, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, in terms of your knowledge of what happened on that night, fair to say you weren't present when the shots had rung out.
No, I wasn't there.
Okay. And your testimony is that you had heard from other people initially that, hey, Tupac had been shot.
Yes.
And you had thought maybe other people were maybe relieved, thinking like, okay, it's not that big of a deal. He's gonna be okay.
That's what came back to 662. People that went to the scene, and everybody said Tupac was talking. So everybody came back to the club saying he's gonna be all right. So people just went back to, mingling.
Right. Now, in terms of the that night, you go back to Compton. You live in Compton.
Yes.
You still live in Compton?
No.
At the time you live in Compton, you go back to Compton, and you tell us that there was a lot of tension. Can you describe that for us when you went back in terms of what kind of tension we're talking about?
You sure you want me to answer that?
Is it going to be graphic?
No, I ain't gonna. I got to raise the word in it, but you asking me a question. I don't. And what I explained to them, I don't want to send him to prison.
Sure.
Even though we don't like each other.
Sure.
I don't want to send you to prison.
You don't want to send a guy to prison when the prosecution invites you to participate in a murder trial that the end goal is attempting to send him to prison, you refuse to participate. You don't come in court and sit on the stand for damn near 45 minutes, like T.I. did in the murder trial of Hosea Thomas. Then you get up there and say, I don't want to send him to prison when you are performing on the team. You came here invited by the people trying to send him to prison, answered a series of questions for like a half an hour that were designed to paint a picture to send him to prison. You think you talking to?
What the hell? Oh my God, no way.
All that performative clip form, but you got the clip. You see, I told him I don't want to send him to prison, man. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. That only worked for square YouTube viewers. Anybody ever been in the street knows damn well that don't mean shit to get up there on behalf of the prosecution and say, I don't want to send him to jail after you successfully answer all these questions for the prosecution. You tell the prosecution that. You telling the defense that, like, you sharper than the defense attorney about the questions he asked you. This is crazy.
So that's why I'm here where I'm at and where I am, because I changed my life. I'm raising my grandkids, teaching them never to be like their papa. And here I am explaining to people what I used to be. And I'm not proud of that. I'm not proud of that at all. And you asking me questions that can hurt him. And like I told them, I'm trying to avoid to answer the question.
Nah, why are you saying it all like that now in the beginning? You could just call me hostile witness, send me to jail. Why is you doing all this pampering? Why you don't, man, this is some bullshit, double talking, man.
That they might look at me and say, something is wrong.
Well, let me put it this way. Let me help you out with this.
Thank you.
So these people right here, what they want to know from you is, did you see who shot Tupac?
I told you no.
Correct. So outside of that question, right? The next question I'm asking you is, when you went back to Compton, was it like a Southside Crip that shoots a Pyru Blood, and then a Pyru Blood shoots a Southside Crip? Is that the tension that we're talking about?
Goddamn right.
Do I answer this?
That's a very important question. It's a yes or no answer.
Okay.
Did you see that?
When I was a part of that life, I was a part of that. And I was, no, because you asking something that's gonna hurt this dude. And okay, let me stop.
And once again, I want to emphasize.
When we got back to Compton,
okay,
it was a gang war. People were getting hurt.
Mind you, the prosecution trying to hang Keefe, he had none of this extra shit, confusion, disagreement with that lawyer. This lawyer's asking questions trying to help Keefe. And look at the natural confusion it's caused.
Okay.
People was being sought. People were looking for certain individuals from his neighborhood,
okay,
as well they did mine.
Okay.
But Orlando, him, and certain other people were being sought.
He wasn't speaking on the dead, remember?
Because people wanted to kill them.
Sure. Were they the only ones that they wanted to kill?
Am I the only one up in here? No, they weren't the only one. Okay. It's his neighborhood in particular.
That's right.
But they were the main subjects of a gang war. They was in the middle, such as me.
So you're telling us that people back home somehow had some type of information that said that guy, as a bunch of other people, were involved in what?
In the murder of Tupac.
Okay, well, my question to you.
Stop.
Can you focus on me for a second, sir?
Yeah, I will.
And I apologize. I just want to make sure that we're clear, okay? But in terms of that information, none of those people were there, right?
What people you be speaking on? The people that was already in the neighborhood, or the people that left Las Vegas that same night Tupac was shot to go home, bear their arms, and go to somebody else's neighborhood to look for somebody? They had to pay it back.
So once again, my question to you is that the information...
Keep in mind, there's no statute of limitations on murder. So These statements he making, ain't no telling who else might get charged in any subsequent crime that took place around that time. There might be a cold case that these statements may hurt as well. Oh, my.
That I'm asking about is the people that back home, you're saying were eyewitnesses to this?
How could people back home be eyewitnesses to something that happened in Vegas? No, that's not what I'm saying.
The people that were here in listen to my question, sir. The people that were here in Las Vegas, you're telling me were eyewitnesses to what happened and went back home. Is that what you're telling me?
I'm telling you, the people that was at 662.
Just answer my question, sir. Yes or no?
I can't
Is it
answer
a
that
yes or no?
without a what you call it. You trying to tell me to say something that you're not going to understand. If you let me explain to you.
No, answer my question.
I'm not answering nothing. I don't know what he's talking about.
He didn't say none of that to the prosecution. That's crazy.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. McDonald, focus for a second.
I am focused, very.
Focus on this. My question to you is this. You didn't know what happened that night because you weren't there.
I was at 662.
Right. Do you know who was that was there?
I know everybody that was there.
Okay. Like who?
Talk to your lawyer, man. This dude.
No, yo, why you didn't say no? I don't. Of course, the follow question gonna be who. If you gonna say I know everybody that's there, they gonna say talk to your lawyer. Man, this shit is crazy.
It's tripping. I'm not gonna explain that. I can't answer that.
Okay. Let me ask you this next question then. You are telling us that people back in Compton, for some reason, knew what happened here in Las Vegas.
A phone conversation. People found out when people left Las Vegas the same night Tupac was shot, went straight back to Compton. It only takes 3.5 hours to get home.
Sure.
Yes, it wasn't a problem for people to find out what happened. No problem at all.
They got on their phones, they texted people, they let them know what happened here on the night of the shooting.
Yeah. They had walkie-talkies, they had all kinds of phones. They had ways to call people to say whatever. But when people left Las Vegas that same night, after they found out and got in their cars and went home because it was a situation, Pac was shot. Retaliation is a mug. Come on, man. Like, it was for real, for real. All of this was for real.
Now, the night of the shooting, did you have a walkie-talkie, a Nextel thing or something like that?
No.
Did Reggie, right?
I don't know what he had.
Was them chirp days? Was niggas chirping back then? Can't remember.
I don't know how much money he had in his pocket. I don't know what he had on his hip.
But you were the head of securities, but you're telling us you did not have any type of device.
Right-way security has nothing to do with the gang-banging security, car rules, whatever you want to call us. They had nothing to do with us.
Okay.
The phones that Suge had for certain individuals, they had the phones. Like the guy that was bodyguard for Tupac that night. Like some of the guys that was at the Tyson fight, like Suge Knight. Certain individuals had phones. Yes, they did.
Okay, so, all right, I get what you're saying. You're not there, but you're saying other people were.
Yes, I'm saying there was a lot of people there.
A lot of people
Yeah, I think that was way before church.
were there at the shooting that took place.
That was in the entourage, yes.
Let's see. Okay, just one final question. You're here today, and I think the state had asked this question under a subpoena. You're ordered to be here today, right?
Yes.
In terms of that subpoena, for instance, is that's the only reason why you're here is because of that subpoena?
I don't have no other reason to be here.
Yeah. In order for you to get that subpoena, you were served that subpoena back in California
Yes.
by a police officer?
I don't know, he wasn't in uniform.
Okay. And that order required you to go to a court in California?
I had to go to court in Victorville.
And then that court in California said you have to show up here.
And in that court, I cussed them out and told them, you can't make me do nothing.
Right.
And in that court, they told me that I would be in attempted court. Me raising my grandkids, I'm not going to put my grandkids in the car and move somewhere so y'all can't find me. So all that running and living a different life, I ain't doing it.
So what's wrong with I'm here to help? What you got for me? Shit. So wish I could remember, man. My memory ain't what it once was. Man, it has been 30 years. Man, I tried to, a lot of that shit was traumatic. So I pushed it a lot back, man. I lost my brother. Just wish I could, man. Sorry, but I wish I could remember more. What's wrong with that? Fuck.
So I agreed to come. And I explained to everybody in here, you ask me something, I'm gonna be honest about. You ask me something I don't want to talk about, you're gonna have a problem. Treat me as a hostile witness. You're not gonna talk to me and tell me as a grown man what I have to do up here. I'm not finna send him to prison. You are.
So the accusation now is because of the fact.
Do you believe he's really, really, truly ignorant to the fact? He didn't tell the prosecution, you finna send him to prison. He's telling this to the defense, bro. He's not fooled as to the part he's playing, bro. He know he's aiding and abetting the system in sending Keefe to prison. He feels guilty, apparently, but not guilty enough because he's up there doing it. And while you're showing your grandkids an example, grandkids, don't turn on your friends like this. And I don't mean your friends as Keefe being his friend, but even as his enemy, him and Keefe agreed to some. This ain't what you do, grandbabies. Don't do it. You don't have to remember nothing 30 years later.
That we're trying to ask you questions, you're blaming it on me.
You asking me questions. If I just answer your questions, we gonna have a problem in here, a misunderstanding. And you're asking me something that wouldn't be good for him.
Right. And once again, I just want to look. We're just trying to figure out who shot Tupac. You're telling us that you weren't there to see. That's all I want to know. At the end of the day, that's it. Right?
Was I in the entourage when Tupac got shot? No.
Okay. Nothing else, right?
I was at 62. I mean, that ain't hard. I mean, that's easy math.
No further questions.
Anything further, State? All right, we've got one more phase and then we'll let you out of here.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, any questions for this witness? Seeing no hands? Oh, we do have one. Okay, hang on one second.
I've never seen this happen before. That's great. So how many of y'all think that what Miles James did was cool? I mean, James McDonald. How many of you
All
can
right, I have a
continue?
question for you from one of our jurors, if you can answer it. Did Reggie Wright Jr. instruct security to not have firearms the night of the fight?
To be honest, I don't know if Reggie Wright told his people, or the police officers, not to have guns, and I don't know why. He sure didn't tell us because we had ours. And that's the honest truth.
All right. Any follow-up based on that, State?
No, Your Honor.
Defense.
I just want to clarify what the witnesses said. You're telling us that you had guns that night.
Yeah.
I just want to know. But you had guns that night, right?
Yes, we did.
All right, thank you.
All right, State. I know you didn't want to be here, but thank you for coming back.
Okay,
We
can I
appreciate
say
it.
something? I want to apologize to everybody, but I find this kind of funny. And truthfully, what you're going through, brother, is what you're going through. I didn't want to be a part of that, and I'm not a part of that. So I appreciate everything, and I apologize to all of you guys.
Okay, thank you, Mr. McDonald. You are free to go.
James
State's
goes,
next witness.
Yes, Your Honor, it's on Reggie Wright Jr.
He's ashamed of himself. Brother, I didn't want to be a part of this, and I ain't a part of this. Wow, you being actively a part of this for almost 45 minutes.
Get you some money, you're gonna feel different.
Straight up.
You might even, all that other advice I could have gave you, this the short version. You know, get you a couple dollars, man, you're gonna feel different.
Like with that hustle. Big shout out to SPI, Spotter Low. You know, I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that.